The Jedi and the clones are attacked by zombie Geonosians. We watched Legacy of Terror for our Clone Wars Chronological Rewatch, so now it's time to break it all down.
Luminara Unduli goes missing while she hunts for Poggle the Lesser on Geonosis. Anakin and Obi-Wan lead their clones underground to find her, where they are attacked by undead enemies. They discover the Geonosian Queen, rescue Luminara, and escape with Poggle.
The theme of this episode is sometimes accepting help is harder than offering it, and I think that's mostly illustrated by Luminara and Anakin. Let's start with Luminara, because she just keeps taking a bunch of unnecessary risks, in my opinion.
Yeah, she goes off on her own a couple of different times in this episode against everyone else's wishes. They're like, you probably shouldn't do that. And she's like, I got it.
And then there's like this sandstorm.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm going in. And they're like, maybe not the best idea.
Yeah.
But she does it.
And Ki-Adi-Mundi even like says that that's not really in her character to do that, which is weird.
Yeah, I liked that line because it just felt like even more confirmation that being in the Clone Wars is kind of changing the nature of the Jedi. Like, Luminara didn't used to be like this, but now she's kind of a I'll do whatever it takes person.
Yeah.
And it reminded me of the line from Yoda in Attack of the Clones, I think, that more and more Jedi are just too sure of themselves and they're prideful, and that's becoming a bigger and bigger problem. And that, to me, is illustrated by Luminara just being like, no, I can do this alone.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate because it all has to do with the fact that they are having to be these soldiers and generals in this war.
Yeah.
And that's not really what the Jedi are supposed to be.
Yeah, it was really just that's why I think Palpatine's plan was so masterful, because they didn't have any choice. It was kind of a lose-lose situation for the Jedi. It's either we stand by and do nothing while the galaxy is at war, or we lead the clones and we join in. And it's like, what do you do?
Yeah.
It's like, I don't blame them. But for Anakin, I think it's a little more cut and dry, where he just keeps like doing these quick and easy solutions, or at least suggesting them. And Obi-Wan's like, maybe pump the brakes.
Which is not unlike every other episode with Anakin in it, but...
Right. They just seem to highlight it a little bit more, but yeah, that's their relationship kind of boiled down. But he says things like, right after they lose some clones, Anakin suggests splitting up. And Obi-Wan's like, that's obviously a bad idea. But Anakin, to his credit, does listen to Obi-Wan, where Luminara did not.
Yeah.
Every time Obi-Wan offers a measured approach, Anakin is like, okay, we will do it your way. I will follow your lead. So maybe that's kind of the dichotomy here. We have Luminara, who's going off and not listening, and Anakin, for once, is being stubborn, but paying attention.
Right.
Before wrapping up, let's go over some of the random pieces of trivia from the episode. The Geonosian Queen's title is Karina the Great.
This episode was released the same year as the novel Death Troopers, making it the second zombie Star Wars story in 2009.
Poggle's capture is how Palpatine explains having the Death Star planned so they can begin construction, an event we see in the book Catalyst by James Luceno.
This is the first episode that shows Luminara using her correct lightsaber. For the episode Cloak of Darkness, she used Plo Koon's lightsaber hilt.
You can also find those facts on StarWars.com's episode guides, and they're currently doing a rewatch on their website as well if you want to check that out. I'll put a link in the description to all the episodes listed out chronologically, but that's it for today. Next week, we'll watch Season 2, Episode 8, Brain Invaders, if you want to watch along. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel,
follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook,
and consider checking out our Patreon page. As always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.